Good morning to one and all. I'll be speaking today about the role of 0.1%, 0.01% atropine eye drops in the control of myopia progression in children. I have no financial interest to disclose. The uncorrected myopia is a leading cause of vision impairment and an important cause of preventable blindness, especially in a developing country like ours. According to a study conducted from Delhi in 2015, the prevalence of myopia is 13.1% among the school-going children, which was much higher than the previous reports. This indicates that myopia is a growing public health problem, which has a huge social, educational, as well as economical implication. Various treatment modalities have been used over the years for the control of myopia progression, which includes corrective modalities like spectacles, contact lenses, behavioral changes like a decrease in the amount of near work, increase in the outdoor activity, and various pharmacological agents like atropine, pyrazipine have been used. Recently, atropine drops have been globally used to prevent the progression. However, 0.01% drops have been most commonly used because of its minimal side effects.
DNE and then PRN.
In our randomized
PCV was almost similar both the groups.
We had a sample size of 60 eyes. The study was conducted in myopic children of 6 to 16 years attending the outpatient department of Guru Nanak Eye Center, New Delhi. We divided these 60 eyes into two groups equally. Group A receiving 0.01% drops and atropine drops, and Group B receiving artificial tear drops. Now, the children had myopia of -2 diopters to -6 diopters with a best corrected visual acuity of at least 6 by 12 with a stable astigmatism of less than 1.5. The children with best corrected visual acuity less than 6 by 12 were excluded. Other exclusion factors were strabismus, ocular hypertension, glaucoma, amblyopia, allergic reaction to atropine, pathological myopia, lack of consent, and any ocular pathologies. Now, during the first visit, we measured the following parameters: the uncorrected visual acuity, best corrected visual acuity, the power of glass, refraction, spherical equivalent was measured using refraction, which was done by HA 2%. Hirschberg test was done to rule out any strabismus. Pupil size, axial length was measured using Lenstar, and the near point of accommodation measured using the Royal Air Force ruler. The primary outcome in our case was change in the spherical equivalent with respective to the baseline and change in the axial length. Also, we wanted to note any side effects of the atropine eye drops if present. Now, coming to the result, we observed a mean progression of spherical equivalent at the end of 12 months. There was a reduction of progression of myopia in the treatment group of about 47.5% as compared to the placebo group. And also in the axial length, there was, at the end of 12 months, there was a decrease in the progression by 48.38% in the treatment group as compared to the control group. Now, this finding of us also corroborated with the study of ATOM2 LAMP study at 1 year, and similar progression was also noted by Jethani et al. But an interesting thing here is that in our study, the axial length also reduced, also showed a marked decrease in the progression as compared to the other studies where only spherical equivalent was reduced. These are the other studies. Now we conclude that atropine eye drops is effective in reducing the progression of myopia with minimal side effects, like there was no change in the pupil size, with normal near and distant vision as well in the patient using the drops. Also, the amplitude of accommodation also remained.
Time's up. Please conclude.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
We can have questions.
Yes. Any questions?
Yeah, just one question. Some of the other confounding factors, for example, the strong family history of myopia or outdoor activities or screen time, have you taken into consideration these factors? Because there was just only atropine. That was the only factor which is considered.
Yes, sir. So primarily, we had taken just the school-going children, but the family history was taken, but there was no significant family history in these children. So.
Okay. And amount of screen time, amount of outdoor activities.
No, sir, that was not assessed.
Okay.
What is the cutoff limit for your, like you excluded pathological myopia?
Yes, sir. Sir, firstly, we included myopia of less than -6 diopters, and also on fundus examination, any pathological change was excluded, sir.
What is the minimum follow-up period?
Sir, we followed up a patient for the period of 12 months, sir, 1 year. They were followed up every 3 monthly for a period of 12 months.
Any accommodation anomalies did you see in any of the children? Like you had studied that factor also, no?
Yes, ma'am. There was no significant change in accommodation. There was no there was no decrease in amplitude of accommodation after the use of drugs.
Are there any papers which document some of the side effects of atropine?
Sir, there have been, but it has been in increased, like atropine concentration of 1% have been documented.
With 0.01%. Are you aware of any of these side effects which have been published in peer-reviewed journals?
There have been no significant side effects with 0.01%.
Okay.
And now we can go to the next.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shweta Vishnu.